if x and y are positive, is x less than y? Uh, so all I know from my prompt is x and y have to be greater than 0, but I do want to keep that in mind because it could be relevant later, so I don't want to dismiss it. Statement 1 says the square root of x is less than the square root of y. So here I can just square both sides of my inequality. Remember, the square root of anything always has to be positive or 0. So because of that, I can square both sides here without having to worry about flipping the sign of my inequality or anything like that. So if I square both sides, I just get x is less than y, which directly answers my question. Statement 1 is sufficient. So what is statement 2 saying? So statement 2 says the quantity x minus 3 squared is less than the quantity y minus 3 squared. So remember something, and I'll use a as my variable here because we already have an x here. The square root of a squared is not equal to a. The square root of a squared is equal to the absolute value of a. And so that also applies here, where a is just, a happens to be equal to x minus 3, or y minus 3. So if I was to take the square root of each side here, it wouldn't give me x minus 3 is less than y minus 3. That would give me the absolute value of x minus 3 is less than the absolute value of y minus 3, which is the same as saying x minus 3 is closer to 0 than y minus 3 is to 0. So let's think about some possibilities here. So an easy example would be, just want to make y very big. So if I say y is equal to 100 and x is equal to 4, that should work. And so in this case, I have a case where y is greater than x, or I have a yes to my question. So the question becomes, can I get a no to my question? So can I get a case where x is greater than y? So the easy thing you might attempt is, well, if I just make y super negative, so y is equal to negative 100, and then x is equal to 4. So the distance y minus 3 is from 0 is still a lot bigger than the distance x minus 3 is from 0. However, remember something. X and y both have to be positive. So we cannot reuse this example. Now, this is why this is a pretty tricky question. So before we say, okay, so this is our only scenario possible, and so this is sufficient to say yes, you should think, okay, is there a way I can get a no, but with only positive numbers? And so remember, all that matters is even though x and y have to be positive, this does not say x minus 3 and y minus 3 have to be positive. So if I were to say, and they also don't tell us x and y have to be integers. So if put 0 here, if I say x is equal to 1/2 and y is equal to 1/4, what happens? So I'm going to subtract 3 from each of these guys. I need to make sure once I do that, y minus 3 is farther from 0 than x minus 3 is from 0. So my y value will be negative 2.75, and my x value will be negative 2.5. So this works, believe it or not. So I have positive values for both x and y, and then when I subtract 3 from those values, because I crossed the 0 here, well now y is further from 0, y minus 3 I should say, is further from 0 than x minus 3, which is what the statement is requiring. So we are able to get a no, because in this case, y is less than x. That is a no to our question. And so this statement, even though this example is not possible, it's still insufficient. And so the first statement was sufficient. So that means A is our answer. So there's a question where they want to trick you into thinking it's an easy question by making the first statement easy and straightforward, and then they make the second one a bit of a doozy. They do that sometimes, so you got to watch out for it.